Alrighty. Sorry, I'm starting a bit late here. Yeah, I guess the irony is when you have a week off, you get used to not rushing so much. But yep, I'll source out the usual links and I'll be right with everyone. Hello everyone watching on the VOD. You're still my favourites. Oh yeah, it's been storming here, so wow, there's been rain, there's been hail, there's been an outright storm, and there's been sunshine. So yeah, hope everyone's been looking after themselves, avoiding the rain where relevant, enjoying the sun when they can. Alrighty. Huh. 30 seconds early. Sorta. Well. Hey everyone. Hope you're doing well today. I've tried a slightly different technique with making my ears. I'm not entirely sure they sort of attach as well as I'd like. But basically I coloured the latex and used that to shade them a bit instead of doing it with body paint after applying them. And I think that's actually worked a lot better. I had something to add there, but yeah. I think I might just need to straight up start using better adhesive than just gluing them on with more latex. Because obviously, like Saaaaaand, I've got some of that. I don't really like to use it with my latex ears because it tends to mean, sort of guarantee I won't be able to use them again. But, maybe that's just, the price of doing business. Right. Anyways, let's golden some sun because we're already behind schedule. I really need to get around to styling this wig properly. Ding. Okay, so we're at Amiso, where we dealt with a dragon, and more importantly, got a cool new ability to shift about in the sand. So there's a couple of places I need to use this. Gonna head down to the Apogee Islands, because I remember there was a gin there. And I forgot to mute my phone. There we go. So yeah, another viral, another sort of Jupiter one, and I'll be able to get this Mercury one on Piers. Like mixing and matching the different elements on the characters can do interesting things. Like I think mixing fire and water elements gives like explosive abilities, which is supposed to be kind of like a chip hand fire sort of effect. Hey Nellis, starting to think Minesweeper has a hidden get back to work code that throws more coin flips at you if you've been playing too much of it. How's it going? Work okay? Oh yep, and Brioche, aka Felix, has a cool new weapon which turns into a, well, basically summons a long dead swordsman. Alright, so I think if I go around here. And I can pop out. Let's see what's around here. Nellis, you're doing okay? Trying to balance between getting stuff done and not exhausting your workload before the month rolls over? Oh, fair. Sorry if I'm sniffing a bit, by the way. I think it's just because it's got a bit cold and damp. I suppose that's the problem with certain jobs. Like they get really weird about how they apportion tasks out. Okay, just gonna savey save. Just in case it wants to fight. Okay, it doesn't want to fight. We're just gonna be friends. Harder way to avoid damage. Okay, that's useful. Okay, and Pierce has unlocked Diamondberg. Now, what would that do? Freezing Crusher Foe. Okay, so it's just a very powerful single target attack. That's neat. And this is how we get back. I see. I suppose the other thing I need to think about is somewhere in this world there's a random animal that wants a neckerchief. And I need to find it. Okay, anything on the beach? Oh yeah, just this random turtle. Maybe I need to find it a turtle. You know, just so it can be friends. I think there was actually a famous turtle called Lonesome George, who was basically the last of his species. Which was a little sad because obviously turtles tend to live a couple of centuries. And we're going to avoid the foggy area because we can't really go there yet. If I recall correctly, I think there's like an entire side quest you need to see first where you have Water Trident, and that weakens the boss party inside it. Guess we've been ambushed. there anything here? Oh yeah, that was where the bird gave me the last quest item. Right. So, Champa is a pirate town with some, ironically, got some class warfare issues. Because the pirates are basically nobility. And they only let people who partake in piracy live in their best houses. Okay, but more importantly, right next to it is this dungeon over here, where absolutely every single puzzle is based around sand. No, it's temporarily a pirate town, if you heard right. Only till Mumble brings the fish back. Oh no, he was going out doing piracy. He wasn't going out for fish. Well, it's kind of neat. This place is like the easy to get areas have basically been already pillaged. Let's see what I can remember. Maybe what's his name? Bargain Bin Sephiroth got them before I did. Maybe. But you know, it's an entire sort of town of pirates, so I think the implication is that they just sort of already ran, you know, and crafting treasure hunters have already ransacked it. Try this new one out. Well, you know, maybe this will destroy them all anyway. Wow. Okay, yeah, that was pretty good. We got here Phantos Mace. Okay, it's actually worse than what she's got. Right. Okay, it's better than what Pierce has got, so... Yep, I unlocked Diglett Dig, Diglett Dig, Trio, Trio, Trio. Diglett Dig, Trio, Trio, Trio. What's up here then? So I guess the puzzles in this area are all about putting statues back together again. And back the way I came. Okay, power bread. Oh, hey Max Sting. Thanks for hydrate and posture. How's your week going? Okay, boost maximum HP. Who needs that? Once again, it's Sheba. Heartbreak. Okay. Literally steals its heart. $365 coins. Level up. Hey, Invisible Girl, how's it going? Am I speeding these battles up, or is that normal? Oh, nope, that's normal. It's a Game Boy Advance game, so everything's designed to move fairly quickly. And thanks for giving her a shout out, Nellis. I was actually watching her stream earlier. To be fair, I can just basically mash the button because I'm just meleeing everything. And push. Can't watch someone who can't be seen. True. Max, you don't think you'd ever seen me individually assigning attacks in this game before? Yeah, you can do it very quickly. Like, obviously during boss battles, I had to do it sort of rapidly to... Well, I had to do it more strategically. But for basic encounters, unless you want to use a multi-attack spell, you can just mash the button like so. Okay, that's a lot of sand. Yep, Anakin's favourite room. Okay, it's just a time puzzle. It's almost like cold lava. Yep. So, to be fair, that does make it safe to walk on. Where is this taking me? Okay, somewhere with shortcuts. Maxing. Apparently, despite being a liquid, lava, being molten rock is dense enough that you don't sink in it. So we just horrifically burn on the surface. Yep, Revenge of the Sith actually got that right. Hey Quatcher, how's it going? In fairness, sand used to be lava. True. Huh? Did I just fall? Nope. Nowhere across. Guess this area needs to be filled with sand before I can make more progress. Oh yeah, shout out to the one non-binary character in Overwatch and no one else. Okay, a nut. What defines your turn order in this game? I believe everything has a agility stat. I think that's the name of it. Yep, agility. Yeah, and I think it's just highest agility goes first. Maxing. Bribes is also a funny answer. True. Do I have the party highest to lowest agility? Nope, they have a set order. Actually, I don't know. I think spoiler, but there is a later in the game, the original game's party join up, and you can shuffle everyone about a bit. No, can I arrange them? Oh yeah, I can rearrange them. Quatcher, you can rearrange party order, but they only mention how to do it in the instruction booklet. Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm kind of used to this order anyway. Oh yeah, so something I've been thinking about. Now, I've actually seen it talked about in other places, but it's kind of annoying to me. Occasionally, like, non-binary representation is great, but a lot of modern media just basically has a non-binary person uses they/them pronouns, and looks androgynous, and there's just nothing else about it. Like, for all intents and purposes, they're basically just like they might as well just be cisgender, if you could be assigned non-binary at birth, if that makes sense. Like, the only real difference between any of that, like, say there's a cast, you know, the entire cast implicitly cisgender. If they're all, you know, binary, it's basically like that. There's only one little detail that, like, makes it any difference. Invisible. Doctor refuses to gender them at birth, so they become non-binary at birth. Technically speaking, I believe that can occasionally happen if someone's intersex. But, well, I mean, we all know what happens there. Max Dick, because one thing the most androgynous you can be is to have a long beard, body hair, and huge knockers. Yep. I suppose another slight gripe. Lots of well-meaning artists only seem to sort of be able to draw trans women by drawing a mostly cis-presenting woman with facial hair, and like, literally, even a closeted trans woman is going to shave her facial hair off. Invisible, they don't typically force a gender on babies, don't they? Max Sting, you think it's a little early to be assigning gender roles, don't you, Monty Python? I mean, isn't the fact gender is being enforced on someone the entire point of the phrase is assigned male and assigned female at birth? I suppose let's add to the rant, you know, people who just try to use AMAB and AFAB as fancy ways to say man or woman, and just quietly end up excluding trans folk. Max Dick, doctor bringing in your kid. It's a boy. You, still an egg, but aware thinking, as far as you know. Watcher, medical science operates differently based on biology. What role you choose later doesn't change the boy. Well, that's kind of a thing for trans folk, because technically speaking, it can be a bit more complicated than that. Like, medically, if I was treated as anything but a trans woman, I'd be potentially put in serious risk, because, you know, I have very different sort of hormones, anatomy, etc. to a cisgender woman or a cisgender man's. And a lot of generalising. And to be fair, a lot of stuff that correlates with assigned gender at birth is basically well, it's a correlation, so it's not actually necessarily useful enough for a doctor to use. Living armour, that's new. Invisible. To counter that, everyone is different, though. That's why doctors have to diagnose things, because there's too many variables. Yeah, that's true. Like, transphobes try to use that argument as a sort of a reason to misgender trans people in medical documents, but truth is, a doctor needs to know if someone's trans, so Max sync for another thing, they're judging by visual inspection of external bits. And yep, that's true. Intersex people are more common than redheads. Although apparently that might be changing because red hair's getting more common. Which is an interesting situation when you think about it. Invisible, you missed the trend when you were born, you're a fake redhead. Quatra, cocaine's a hell of a drug. That would explain most of the 60s. Maxting, redheads becoming more common, intersex people becoming defined as more common. Is there a correlation? See for more theories. I think it sort of flits. Sometimes they say red hair's dying out, other times they say it's getting more common. I of course have purple hair. You'd love to have fibre optic hair and change the ability to change colour on a whim. Yeah, one thing I really like about Lanta's setting is apparently, like, you can literally get your hair colour changed at the genetic level, like a street vendor. Because sort of biotech's that advanced. And there is actually artwork in the, I think it's one of the modules of a trans guy, like with surgery scars, or at least someone with visible surgery scars and the trans pride flag on their luggage. Maxing, the purple hair population is dying. Retweet if you're a real perp. Yeah. As anyone who was about on Monday would have seen, I've had my hair done, so now it's shoulder length and blonde, but I might dye it sort of like a light purple. Invisible. Purple perp because one's the killer and the other's the victim. That was so cool. Oh, we're here again. Maxting, you're rereading a horror novel this week that you haven't read in a few years, and Jesus freaking God, T. Kingfisher can make an impression. Oh yeah, what was the novel? The Hollow Places. Fair enough. Yeah, last night after it came up on Nick's Discord, I went onto the Amazon page for was it Dungeon Diver Dave, and I read the intro, and unfortunately it looks like it's exactly my kind of nonsense, so I'm gonna have to read it. Like, the opening's very sort of well, it's pretty warm. The opening I read in the Dungeon Crawler Carl. Lovey loves it. Heck yeah. Yeah. Like, the opening I read, pretty much, like, it's literally the, same opening as, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, in the sense that the world, gets blown up while the, main character's half-dressed. Only being, and he's and basically spared by one act of kindness he was engaged in. Always an interesting dynamic. I have sort of skimmed the TV tropes page, and the main impressions I got are there's apparently at least one vanilla science agent. Always a good sign. Also a cat girl who's evil. Don't know how I feel about that, but I'll never dodge the allegations. Instantly, I've actually had sort of an idea that maybe once I've funded my new webcam, I'll make a sort of a funding goal. If I get like, I don't know, like 115 donations total, I'll do a whole month of streams dressed as a cat girl, like a high effort cat girl cosplay. So I'll sort of think about the sort of details, but you know, I'll make some nice ears, maybe do like a cat nose, but well, I guess in that situation I'll sort of do a poll on what sort of cat girl everyone wants me cosplaying. I mean, can you imagine me here with fangs and pointed ears? Maxting, Lovey confirms it's very Hitchhiker's Guide. Last night you continued watching the series Blue Comet SPT Leisner, and apparently granted some Game of Telephone, so it's less obvious in the translation into English. It drops deliberate references to and lifted lines to the Day the Earth Stood Still in the most intriguing ways. It comes off almost as The Day the Earth Stood Still, but ACAB. Yeah, I suppose the Day the Earth Stood Still is sort of the opposite moral, in that the entire point is that the sort of alien guy is basically, well, civilization basically handed their authority over to a load of law enforcement robots, and that's a good thing. Kind of makes me think of the short story Life with Folded Arms, about a civilization who make robots to protect them, who just force them to sit down with their arms folded. button. Okay, what have we got here? A vial. Ironically, it's pretty nice. Next thing, a farewell to Limbsman. That could have been it. I can't remember if I've read it directly or read about it in like a Hogwarts science book or something. Potra. That was a vial. And what's worse, it's viable as a healing item. Alright, I seem to be walking in circles a lot here. Why does that animation keep playing? Is it because I dropped in from before? I try and find another direction to go in then. Quattro, you remember this part confusing you for a while? Yeah. To be fair, I'm having a bit of trouble working out which way I've already been. loops back round. Oh yeah, I haven't been back this way yet, have I? I know I keep complaining, but I feel like the animation just lasts like a second too long. You better not be the mimic. Okay, you're not a mimic. Okay, that's a robe. Restores HP. Thanks to the Hydrate Quattro. Invisible? You're the mimic all along. So I need to get down there somehow. Why didn't I go left back there? Wait, left where? Oh, right, because I'm pretty sure I've already been that way. Oh, wait, no. That's a different left, isn't it? Ah, we're here. my defense, I have a terrible sense of direction. I inherited it from my mum. I come from a long, proud line of angry leftist women who easily get lost. Still better. Maxing, personally you've managed to get yourself all turned around in Star Ocean's Saaaaaand ruins, which you're reasonably certain are entirely optional, so that's on you. Huh. Wind Essence Feather, forgeable. Heck yeah. And thank you for the quote, Nellis. Okay, another one of these. Oh, here again. The animation is so badass. Oh yeah. Speaking of, don't know if I ever mentioned my great-grandma, but according to my grandfather's memoirs, my great-grandmother was at the Battle of Cable Street, and she punched Oswald Mosley, which is pretty cool, if true. Yeah, from what I hear, punching on Oswald Mosley was kind of like Woodstock, in that everyone, quite a lot of people say they did it. I would kind of like to find out if that's true, but I don't know how I'd verify it, really. Okay. The statue has glowy eyes. Yeah, let's just believe it. Good idea. Quatra, your grandfather shot artillery at the Norns in Korea. The Normans? I thought they were the Battle of Hastings. Oh, the North Koreans. Well, that is who the USA was fighting at the time, I guess. you still have a 105mm howitzer casing he brought home from the war. He had an ashtray sitting on it for years. Okay, assuming is that a casing, like, is that a casing without anything in it, or? Just an empty casing, okay. So that would be the casing that held the round that was loaded into an artillery unit. Like the cartridge of a very big gun. Whoa. Oh, I guess it. Lol. Okay, shortcut unlocked. Next thing, as souvenirs go, a giant effing 105mm howitzer casing is kind of amazing, if a bit grim. Yeah. Now if I just shove this into place. Yes, let the sand flow. Invisible, I made him sick. Yeah, maybe a bit. Have that effect on people? Well, not really, that's why I wear a mask. Max saying you don't think it's my fault? You think it was eating a lot of sand? And invisible, you just have that effect on yourself. Maxting, not going to move the pillar there. Which pillar? No, this mobile site can't do point redeems. Oh, that's ridiculous. The one at that little sand pit. Hold on. This one, it's already been moved. It's how I was able to get up there. Or if you mean this one, I already moved the pillar. That's how I was able to access this patch of sand to get across. Thanks anyway though. Okay, there's sand here. So now things should be different. Yep, up the sandfall, as you do. Yeah, it's like the Robbie Williams song. Up the sandfall, wherever it may take me. I know that life won't break me. I know I keep saying it, but I'd absolutely love to hear like a lesbian cover of every Robbie Williams song. Oh, okay. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. Oops. Next thing, you want to hear a Transform cover of At 17 by Janice Lan. Or is that Janice Ian? Quatra, you saw it? Nuh-uh. You can't prove a thing. Okay, Ian with an A-I. Yeah. Poor Al has to spell his handle. Capitalizes his name so people don't mistake it for AI. Okay, we found a prong. And I guess that's what we came here for. Weird Al has had some fun with that joke. Next thing, kind of a pity all this shoot, given you're pretty sure that AI, Al, and ambiguity was why the leader no human star is named Al Sterling. Yeah, it's a pretty clever pun. Right. Max, you think about that comic a lot? Like, gee, now you have an devastating emotional association with Return to Oz? Like most comics, I'm not familiar. Sorry, by the way, I was trying to scratch my nose as discreetly as possible. Okay, sell off some of our old gear. Thexian Mail. Sacred Feathers redundant. And I guess we don't need the Comet Mace anymore. If you go to the Cold Ruins, you might find some nice artifacts for yourself. If it's broken, you're the only guy in town who can fix it. Interesting. So I guess there must be one more prong of the trident. And that's what's needed to make the whole trident. It's an 8-chapter comic available at its own site. One can theoretically read it in a day without difficulty, even if not a fast reader. But you know, only one person who, in reading it, hasn't come up for air just to process their feelings. It's somehow largely devoid of obvious content warning material. It's the only reference to self-harming scars that prop relevantly Al refuses to discuss. The only death is Al's, and the story starts because that death doesn't stick. Yet crikey, it's emotionally a lot. Huh. Well, sometimes the simplest stories can have the strongest impact. Alec Goblin, not like smart Alec. Wait, was that like Alec Goblin D's nuts joke? Yep, that's where we started. Pardon me? Maybe I should take a closer look at the Sea of Time. texting. Basically the lead, Al Sterling, returns home past house and dies, wakes up in unfamiliar rooms and familiar items. Al is a roboticist and met by a clearly advanced version of Sterling brand model still being worked on when he dies. It's been 16 years. He's dropped off at the home of his old business and romantic partner Brendan, who's initially angry. Yes, another rude facsimile showing up, but with a few words it's clear this is actually Al. But Brendan can't see how that could be. He tried to bring him back 15 years ago, and the attempt was not intended, and has been being raised from a childlike state. And then 3 years ago asked for help to transition, and that's the first few pages. Okay. That's a lot. So basically the guy dies, just wakes up 15 years later and meets his transformed clone daughter. Apparently young Sulla, the name of the person who resulted from the first attempt to bring Al back from the brain mapping technique, was especially fond of Return to Oz. Huh. Is that actually what a bear's heart looks like? So the comic drops passages from that book, including passages involving Ozma's magically being freed from her male curse form as Tip. Oh yeah, I think there's actually a like a webcomic called Yellow Road Ramble or something like that interprets Ozma as a trans woman. And I think there's at least one work of fiction that also interprets her as a trans man. Max Stick, Yellow Brick Ramble, yep, good comic. Oh yeah, I've only seen bits and bobs of it. Where haven't I been? L. Frank Baum spent a lot of his time around queer leftists. He knew exactly what he was writing. That makes sense. Hey, lactose intolerable. Yep, you've caught a stream. Welcome, welcome. Having a nice afternoon, or whatever it happens to be in your time zone. Maxting, you're temporarily done monopolising chat with gushing about your favourite science fiction stories. You were caught, Lactose, you were caught by pretty large hailstones today. Oh yeah, there was a hail around here too. And a full-on storm. Definitely spring weather. Which is to say, it couldn't make its mind up all day. You had to cover your head with a jacket. That sounds dangerous. Oh yeah, this is where the broken ship is. You're down in London. Oh wow. I'd have thought the heavier hailstones would have been somewhere farther up north. Okay, I don't think I can do anything to fix the... Oh yeah, I should go investigate those ruins. I don't think I got very far in them before. Lactates, you've had strong sun lactate times today between all these weird mini storms. Yeah, same. I'm a bit further north, but in the Midlands, but weather's been all over the place. Yeah, I think I might as well just use a void. This is very much doubt any of these are going to be that much worth that much XP. I wonder if I can use Parch on the water. Would that do anything? Nope. Lactose, you don't remember this place at all. Crazy how memories like that. I'm vaguely tempted to just Google it. I can't move or pan that pillar. Nope. I can't move it from up here. Yeah, it's really not making the way obvious at all. Does this guy give me a hint? Max saying, what, like a whole other entrance, and this is like the back hall? What's the point? Maybe there is another entrance. Might need a key for that door. Oh, that door can literally just be bypassed by pounding the stake next to it. I've already got the treasure behind it. Looks like it has a slide. Where's there a slide? Although, this is the treasure cave of the mayor, so maybe... there is a way. Maybe he has an underground bunker. Maybe. Nope, Babby's over in the last game. And apparently he's dead now, Nonus. Okay, no secret entrances. Okay, hang on, I'm just going to try googling this. Kind of hard to use this with gloves on. Lactose, you searched on Google this later. You need to give bread to a kid after a fight with a guy, then the pillow miraculously moves itself. Yeah, I already gave the kid the bread. I already had a fight with a guy. A pirate guy. No, I don't want a freaking treadmill. Go away, Amazon. Later, after Briggs escapes our half-road with the sailing ship, the area can be accessed. Whether or not you'd given the lot. Okay, yeah. Looks like it is a later in the game event. Hey, Nick. Good evening to you. I think to finish the job here I need oh wait, I just realised. Maybe I can use the sand ability. Nope, apparently not. Oh wait. Nope, that wasn't it either. So I already moved the box into the water. Yes, I did. If you mean this box. To be fair, I don't think I can finish this area until I've got like something I can use to break that one rock. Pardon me. I think it's big EPS for you two. Yeah. Don't know why, but I just didn't feel like cooking lunch this morning, so I just had like soup and a cheese flatbread, which to be fair was really tasty. Avoids effects wore off. Okay, have we been here before? Oh yeah, the plateau. Yeah, I had oxtail. It was tasty. Where haven't I been? Oh yeah, maybe I should revisit Treasure Isle. Nick, you suck at napping. You always wake up feeling worse somehow. Yeah, mood. And even when I don't, I end up sleeping for like 3 or 4 hours. When the entire point of taking a nap was to avoid just, you know, having to... Basically, it just means I lose the entire day anyway. Pardon me? Oh yeah, I can use sand here. Oh yeah, for those who haven't been following along, I can move through sand now. That's just something I can do. Oh, that red neckerchief is quite nice. That would lift my spirits. Okay, there you go. This really ripens my mood. Hey NeoGets, how's it going? Do you want a shout out? Brioche tied the neckerchief to the tree. Are you giving that lovely thing to me? Yep. That's so kind of you. I should repay you. Have some milk. Brioche got some milk. Okay, maybe the doggo wants some milk. Can dogs drink milk? Can't remember where the dog was though. Was it Yalam? Oh no, I think it was Lactose West India Islet. Oh yeah, that's where I was going. So that works out pretty well. Before I continue. Yep, all rise for the BisectedBrioche stream national anthem. I mean, or don't, it's a free stream. Ambushed by an urchin. Pretty much the experience of walking around the beach barefoot. There's the doggo. I smell fresh milk. Max saying you should take off soon. Fair enough. Hope your day goes well. You gonna give me that milk? Are ya? Are ya? Ha ha ha. I'll trade you for this. This rip, I caught it myself. Thanks for the posture check, Maxting. Brioche traded his milk for the dog's turtle. Okay, I can take that to the other island where the other turtle wanted a friend. Was it? Yep, Sea of Time Island. Islet. What's the difference between an islet and an island? Is it like a river delta or something? Lactase like a man and a manlet. An island islet. Okay, so it's just a small island. Sort of like how Pluto's a planetoid now. Well, I say now, it's been a planetoid for years now. Oh. You wonder how small an island needs to be to qualify as an islet. Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to sort of live like in the middle of an island in a lake. Probably a bit of a pipe dream, because can you? I imagine the you know, like a patch of land like that would be quite expensive, but still. Okay, come on, Turtle, we got a friend for you. I'm so very sad and lonely. I wish I had a friend to call my own. Hey, you got an itty bitty turtle tot, don't you? Why didn't you set that little guy free with me? Okay. At long last I have a friend. Lonesome George, I am no more. I'm so happy. Okay, they literally named him after Lonesome George. That's cute. I don't have much to offer in return, but I can show you my secret spot. Hop on my back. And we're off. Okay, so we're at the island. Well, here we are. When you want to go back to the island, just let me know. Oh hey, log rolling puzzles are back. A gin. Rusty staff. Can get that reforged later. Mel's. Launch a powerful team strike. Cool. Ooh, and this unlocks Odyssey. Turtle boots. Boost defense, lowers agility. Okay, not much use for anyone. Pardon me. Is there anything else here then? There has to be something up there, but... test this out. Guess there's nothing else here then. Unless... Okay, no, those pillars aren't interactable items. least we got a new gin out of it. Okay. Okay, there's got to be something on this 7 beach. Oh yeah, so how's everyone's week going anyway? Lactose, boring week. Oh, sorry to hear that. I've basically taken some time off work, so I'm basically free to do what I want until the 22nd, which is nice. I'm working a lot of sewing stuff. Yeah, exactly, freedom. Like, I took some time off for my birthday in March. But, you know, it was just a week. And, you know, just when you're finally sort of rested and you feel like you have the energy to do something, it's back to work. So I've booked 2 weeks off this time. Am I good with my hands? You're hopeless? Yep, well, I'd like to think I'm quite decent at sewing. Oh, bloody hell. I'm getting out of here. I have an entire jacket I made myself. Pardon me. Nihilist, you spent Monday driving back home from the con. Con was lots more than you thought. But you got Dante Basco to sign your magic card. Redirect Lightning, it has Zuko on it. Heck yeah. Dante Basco is the voice of Zuko, isn't he? I mean, I'm saying that like it's not entirely inferable, but heck yeah. Okay, there's anything around here. Unless there's like a djinn hiding in the woods. miscellaneously, you also got Stardew Valley last night. The indie/con friend talked you into it, so you could play it. It is about what you expected. Yeah, it's just well, it's the OG cozy game. Seems like the next big thing in cozy games is cozy games with eldritch horror. Hints of Minecraft, hints of Animal Crossing, Harvest Moon, you guess. The last two you haven't played. Okay, maybe a bit further down I can explore that stream. Level 30. That's a short exploration. Wow, I'm suddenly way tired than I thought I was. And again, I didn't sleep too well last night. This is literally like the second area of the map I visited, so not much to do here. I'll have another look at Treasure Island. Maybe there was a sand related puzzle I couldn't get through before. Let's try all the sea. Oh yep, nothing like piercing them all the swords. Yeah, I've got a few demos I might try streaming on Friday. But I don't particularly know if I want to stream on Friday or if I just want to have like a pajama day or something. yeah, there's one game, I think it actually came out yesterday. I'm very excited to try the demo of, like Clockwork Ambrosier or something like that. Where it's basically a Metroidvania where you can tweak and modify your own gun. Okay, here we are. Oh yeah, now I remember. Don't know if I've really got a way past this yet. Pardon me? What are we at? 2 hours 15? Oh, I'll keep exploring a bit longer. Yeah, I think Stardew Valley is sort of like one of those sort of cozy games that people play every day. Like, I know a lot of people back in the day sort of said they felt really relaxed every day by just watering their crops in it. Which is, I suppose, quintessentially what you need from a cozy game. The last trident piece rather. Notice, as you understand it, Stardew doesn't use a real-time clock, or even track the calendar. Yeah, but like, people just sort of boost it up every day and oh yeah. Oh yeah. I wonder, can I do anything? Nope. Okay, I'll check out the frozen area one more time, and then I'll call it. Because I do actually kind of want to get on with my sewing project. I've got the pieces for it, I just need to sort of make a 12 to check it fits, and then I can start making the actual thing. I've got my machine set up with twin needles, which is very exciting. Just gives it a very professional effect. Notice you can see playing it daily anyway, you just wanted to clarify that the game doesn't care like an MMO or idle game would. Yeah. It's not like a gacha game that traps you there forever or anything. My mum says there's a strange tower on the northern cape of Tandaria. The northern cape? That's a hint I need to sort of tack around a bit. Because the other trident pieces were in towers, so... Hello? I need a leg. That was my nickname in high school. trick. Hopefully there's something at the end there. Of the Northern Cape. I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure what a cape is, but... Hello? Tandaria Tower. Yeah, 2 hours, 30 minutes, so I'll call it here. But yeah, I guess we'll be exploring this tower on Monday. Oh, wrong screen. Let's find someone to raid. You're welcome, Neo. Thanks for dropping by. You take care too. Let's see. Gobu's playing some Hollow Knight Silksong. Noah is also playing Hollow Knight Silksong. Well, and I'll just check Gobu, and they're not just finishing off or anything. Yep, she's still playing, so I guess we'll raid Goblin Hellion. Speaking of, we'll both be on Nick's channel tomorrow evening for more Guild of Icons. So yep, once again I'll be playing a different tiefling to this one. Everyone has just seen their friend cut in half by a giant crab robot, which kind of sucks, especially for Ben, because that was his character. So he'll probably be debuting his new character. And yeah, we've met the Teenage Ninja Turtles, except they're pardon me, frog people in this setting. And we're fighting kobolds, who it's Draw Seal. And they just act like the Roman Legion for reasons. Anyways, I'm going to get myself some rest. So everyone look after yourselves. Have a lovely week. And we are raiding in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And if you're watching YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. Probably isn't really, it won't really get me anything, but it does kind of boost my ego a bit, you know. just makes my day. Anyway, look after yourselves and have a good morning or good night. You're in sleepy. Bye.